Okay, here we go. So all there ever is this. What is? And then there's imagination of past and future. It's not that there's definitely past and future, there's an imagination of past and future arising in this. What happens, what I call suffering, is when who you think you are is found in past and future, rather than what actually is. So there's this aliveness, this right here, and then in this there's an apparent dream, which is kind of imagined and an energetical dream, like it feels like there's a center there, of somebody that exists in time and space. But right here, right now, there is no you and me, there's just pure experiencing or pure aliveness that's happening and not happening at the same time. But the assumption always is that who you are is the description of a character in time and space that's arising now, rather than what actually is. So this talk is just a reminder of what's actually happening, that this is what is. This is always what is. This beingness. And right here, right now, who you are is simply an imagination. It's simply a removal from what's actually happening, and an idea that comes with an energy of feeling like you are located somewhere, like you're in the body. And what actually is forgotten. This aliveness that doesn't come from the character, doesn't come from the body. The aliveness always is. The body and the character arise in aliveness. And that somebody in which most people think they are, or most dynamics pretend to be, that somebody is always looking for home, is always looking for this. But it believes it's in a thing in the future. It believes it's in something that can be got tomorrow. In money, in a house, in a spiritual practice. In something, in the imagination of something. So there's this sense of not feeling complete, and then this sense of imagining the future will bring it. And it's never in that imagination. Even if it's spiritual practice, even if it's releasing emotions, it's here, right now. This. The aliveness prior to the story of the character. And it can be really hard to talk about because I'm using language to talk about this. And language is in subject-object, is in things. So we call this the table, we call this the... So language, the computer, and language is always appearing in subject-object, in description of things. So in language it's absolutely impossible to talk about, not almost, absolutely. But there's this resonance, this knowing of what's been talked about prior to the understanding of it. This knowing of aliveness that's always been there, that never left. But it's not somebody's aliveness. The dynamic always is to imagine somebody getting it. It always wants to be somebody getting it, somebody getting it. Because then it feels safe and secure and knowable, but actually that very dynamic is the insecurity, is the discomfort. But it presents itself as feeling safe. Okay, you haven't got it now, but tomorrow you'll get it. In the next thing you'll get it. But it's that dynamic that gives the sense of incompletion. That dynamic of longing that gives the sense there's something wrong with this. It's kind of crazy. It's the perfect game in a way. Because it will never be found in things. But yet it's always here. Or you could say, it'll never be found in one thing, because in another way it is everything. Everything.